Arab army continues to crush the terrorists and discovers a third tunnel between Al-Qaboon and Jobar. The US Congress legitimizes supporting terrorists in Syria, spending $27 million for training them. And the Muslim Brotherhood escalate their terrorism in Egypt, attacking the security forces in Cairo, killing 7 people and injuring more than 260. Good afternoon, this is news in English from the Syrian Arab television in Damascus. In Hama, 2 citizens were killed today as a roadside bomb planted by the terrorists exploded on the road of Tel Dawra Armele in the Salamiya area. An official source said that the bomb blew off as a motorcycle carrying a man and a woman passed on the road, immediately killing both of them. Meanwhile, a military unit killed the leader of the so-called the Brigade of the Free People of the Levant in a qualitative operation against a terrorist hideout in Al-Ghab in Hama countryside. This leader, named Muhyiddin Shahir Ayan, was also wanted for committing many crimes of murder, rape, theft and sabotage. A citizen was wounded when terrorists fired a mortar shell on the housing area in Barzi. The shell caused large material damage in the houses near a primary school and the cars in the area. Also in Damascus countryside, Syrian armed forces continue their qualitative operations in Al-Qaboon. They found a third tunnel linking this area to Jobar, passing underneath the highway. The tunnel was nearly 400 meters long. A military source said that the terrorists exploited some tunnels that were previously dug by the Ministry of Electricity and joined them together through other tunnels which they themselves dug and used for their criminal acts of terrorism. The newly discovered tunnel was lit by electricity. It contained Molotov bombs attached to bottles full of fuel. The terrorists threw them on passing people along the international highway.
النفق مزود بإنارة كهربائية كاملة. وهون بهالمنطقة بالنفق تم العثور على قنابل المولوتوف المصنعة بعبوات زجاجية مثل ما شايفين، مملوءة بالوقود ومخطوط لها مثل الفتيل، يعني مشان استخدامها بالرمي على عناصر قوات.
Iran renewed its attitude of calling for a political solution to the crisis in Syria through national dialogue. Iran stressed the necessity that this solution should be comprehensive and joined by all the effective parties on the Syrian arena. The spokesperson of the Iranian Foreign Ministry held a press conference in which he said that the dialogue should be joined by both Syrian government and the opposition, but not with the extremists. He pointed out that there were many serious differences among the parties that would join the international conference on Syria expected to be held in Geneva. The spokesman said that if Iran joined this conference, its role would be constructive, active and positive. American involvement in the Syrian crisis is no longer hidden or unclear. It has become fully exposed. Officials in the American Congress told Reuters news agency that nearly $27 million were spent on an American program to train the so-called fighters of the Syrian opposition in Turkey. More than 800 of these fighters received training that showed the direct involvement of Washington in directly supporting terrorists who shed Syrian blood. Some representatives in the US Congress asserted that an American legislator and the team working with him have recently asked for more information before approving the allocation of $1.3 billion for this program, which began in Turkey a few months ago. Moving to Egypt, where the chairman of the Central Administration of Critical and Urgent Conditions in the Egyptian Ministry of Health announced the death of 7 people and the wounding of 261 others in clashes in Ramses Square and the October Bridge near the University of Cairo last night between supporters of the dismissed President Mohamed Morsi and the police forces. The demonstrators got off the bridge. More than 130 wounded people left hospitals, while a nearly similar number remained to receive treatment. The clashes also led to the death of 1 demonstrator and the wounding of 4 others in the area of Rabi al-Adawiya. There were more than 100 people wounded near the university, where 5 others died. A security source had announced earlier that 2 officers and 2 policemen were wounded during the clashes in Ramses Square last night after the demonstrators closed the October Bridge. The Muslim Brotherhood began yesterday to carry out their plot of cutting off traffic movement in the main streets, attacking citizens and creating chaos. Iraqi army foiled an attempt by a terrorist group from al-Nusra Front to infiltrate from Syria into Iraq and also clashed with 2 terrorist groups in Al-Anbar area, killing 23 of them. Iraqi security sources said that a force from Al-Anbar Operation Command clashed with 2 armed groups from what is called the Islamic State of Iraq that were trying to make an incursion into the cities of Rawa and Ana, killing 19 terrorists and destroying 4 vehicles, while the rest of the terrorists fled away into the desert. The sources added that the Iraqi border guards clashed with terrorists from al-Nusra Front as they were trying to infiltrate from Syria into Iraq through the desert near the border point of Al-Walid, killing 4 terrorists. Iraqi police also arrested a member of Al-Qaeda in Al-Muthanna governorate. The terrorist is responsible for the car bomb blast in Samawa on the 2nd of last June that killed 16 Iraqi civilians and injured more than 30 others. With this, we come to the end of our news. More details on Syria and the region on our website www.syriaonline.sy. Stay with us, the latest in the world of economy and finance in our economic news after the break.